And I welcome you back to the Britick channel. We are looking at a live view of Lake Oroville. You can see that it's all pixelated as it is very early in the morning and the sun's just starting to come out. It's currently March 22nd, 2025 at 6:45 a.m. in California, and we are going out. How you doing today? Hope all is well, and let's go out. We have big time rains forecasted, and we have not so much rain forecasted, and let's go check it out right now and see what's going to happen. This could be really interesting if it gets there. Time will tell for certain. And here we go. We're out to windy.com. As we roll out to windy.com, look at this. You have possibly 19 inches possibly coming to Lake Oroville watershed. And this is the long range. And this is all the way out to the 5th of April. But you go back a few days before that, 16 inches. So the 2nd of April, we go back a few days before that, you're talking about 1.8. So between now and the 30th, you're talking about nothing. You could see that March is going to go out like a lion, possibly 5.91 inches. We go to the 1st of April, you're talking about 13.9. So this is possibly 11 days out. You're talking 13.93. We go out to the 2nd, and you're talking about 17. You go out to the 3rd, you're talking about 19.3 and 19.61 possibly. And up here by Shasta, it's 14 inches. So we will see what ultimately happens. Who knows? This is a storm for about Central California up, Southern California down. Not so much, not a whole lot of precipitation coming, but let's go to the GFS and see if it's agreeing like I hinted at just a little bit ago. Not so much. 4.3, still quite a bit of precipitation, 3.02. I'm going to say these other ones over exaggerating. 19 inches is a ton of precipitation. If that came to pass, that'd be crazy. Now, let's go back to the European and see what it's saying. Like I said, 19.5. Is this new snow? Not so much. So this could possibly be that warm rainmaker that we're talking about, possibly for Lake Oroville, that could possibly, as we go to the snow depth, you can see there's not a whole lot here, but we go back to new snow and not as much. So 35, we go to rain accumulation, and you're talking about 14. So a lot of this will melt with the snow depth right here being only 40 inches. This could be the one that we don't want. Even if it dumps 5 inches of precipitation or even 4 inches, you got this 53 inches, which in water equivalent is not a lot for this time of year, but it's still quite a bit. You come up a little bit further, you have over 100 inches still currently just north of Chester, which is in the watershed. So we'll definitely be watching this. Some of it is, some of it isn't. Some of this comes over to the Sacramento River, which will be problematic for like Yuba City Steve down here. But we'll definitely be watching this to see if this comes to pass. Mount Shasta up here has the snow depths about 100 inches almost. We go to new snow, they're talking about 60. So that's better. But then you go to the rain accumulation, they're talking about 9. So who knows? It's all over the place. Time will tell. Generally, the European over-exaggerates, but if it doesn't, just something to be aware of, something to be thinking about. This could be a very late winter storm, or it could be the flooding event that we're not hoping to have. So time will tell. Let's go check and see what the water levels currently are, and we'll get on to that right now. We're going to go out to Lake Berryessa like we always do. We'll start there first, and here we go. As we roll out to Lake Berryessa, you can see that we have increased slightly from where we were, so it's still going over the glory hole. We are 441 feet, and that was on Saturday, March 22nd, 2025 at 7 a.m. The level is 1 foot above the glory hole of 440. Changes since yesterday. The lake is down 0.01 feet over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, the lake is up 0.41 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is up 0.40 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is down 0.87 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is up 10.77 feet. And over the last year, the lake is up 1.52 feet. We go out to your 3-year bar graph next. As we roll out to your 3-year bar graph, we see full pool is 440, as stated earlier. In 2023, we are looking at a water level of 426.41 feet. Last year, we were looking at a water level of 439.48 feet. And of course, today we are over that, 441, and dead pool is 253 feet. We go to percentage of capacity next. As we roll out to percentage of capacity, we are still above the 100 mark, so 100.24%. Now let's roll over to Folsom Lake. As we go out to Folsom Lake, you can see that the water level came way up, went down some, and now it's kicking back up. We are currently looking at 439.85 feet, and that was on Saturday, March 22nd, 2025 at 7 a.m. The level is 26.15 feet below full pool of 466 feet. Changes since yesterday. Folsom Lake is up 0.73 feet over the last 24 hours. The lake is also up 8.81 feet over the last 7 days. Folsom Lake is also up 8.63 feet over the last 14 days. Over the last 30 days, the lake is up 2.39 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is up 27.20 feet. And over the last year, the lake is up 5.84 feet. Inflows are currently 6,901. Air outflows are currently 2,249. Let's go out to your 3-year bar graph next. As we roll out to your 3-year bar graph, you can see that the full pool is 466 feet. In 2023, we are looking at a level of 432.18 feet. Last year, we were looking at 434.01 feet. And today, of course, we're looking at 439.85 feet. And dead pool there is 300 even. And let's go out to percentage of capacity next. As we roll out to percentage of capacity, we are currently looking at 72.11%. Let's roll over to New Bullards Bar. As we roll out to New Bullards Bar, you can see the roller coaster went way up, way down, back up. Now we're back down. Now we're going back up. So the current water level is 1,924.85 feet, and it looks like we're just about where we were last year. We'll see in a second. And that was on Saturday, March 22nd, 2025 at 7 a.m. The level is 30.15 feet below full pool of 1,955 feet. Over the last 24 hours, the lake is up 0.20 feet. Over the last 7 days, the lake is up 4.63 feet. Over the last 14 days, Bullards Bar is up 2.23 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is down 4.53 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is up 38.96 feet. And over the last year, we are up slightly 0.09. I said it might be right around. It's pretty close. Inflows are currently 3,268. Outflows are currently 2,782. Let's roll out to your 3-year bar graph next. As we roll out to the 3-year bar graph, full pool 1,955. In 2023, we're looking at a level of 1,918.20 feet. Last year, we were looking at a level of 1,924.76 feet. And today, we're looking at 1,924.85 feet. Dead pool is 1,700. And hey, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Share it with a friend. And water season's coming up. You guys want to go boating? You're going to want to know what these levels are. Just stay tuned for more content. As we go out to percentage of capacity, we are looking at 85.30%. Let's go up to Lake Trinity next. As we roll up to Lake Trinity, you can see it's slowly climbing. It came up quite a bit, came up some, came up a little bit more. We're continuing to go forward. The water's locked up in the snowpack. That's why it doesn't see these high fluctuations until about May. As you can see down here, you can see that around May, that's generally whenever it starts. And depending on weather, really, 2,344.13 feet. And that was on Saturday, March 22nd, 2025 at 7 a.m. The level is 25.87 feet below full pool of 2,370. Changes since yesterday, the lake is up 0.05 feet over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, the lake is up 1.95 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is up 1.59 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is up 2.50 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is up 21.01 feet. Over the last year, the lake is up 11.02 feet. Inflows are currently 25, and your outflows are currently 3. So they're not releasing much, and there's not much coming in either. Let's roll to your 3-year bar graph next. As we roll out to the 3-year bar graph, the top of the glory hole is 2,370.10 feet. In 2023, we were looking at a level 2,241.75 feet. Last year, we were looking at a level of 2,333.11 feet. And today, of course, we are looking at 2,344.13 feet. Dead pool is 2,100, and we continue to scoot along here Percentage of capacity, we are currently looking at 83.61%. Let's roll over to Lake Shasta next. As we roll out to Lake Shasta, you can see that the current water level is 1,045.09 feet, and that was on Saturday, March 22nd, 2025 at 7 a.m. The level is 21.91 feet. Below full pool of 1,067. Changes since yesterday. The lake is up 0.01 feet over the last 24 hours. The lake is also up 7.22 feet over the last 7 days. The lake is up 10.42 feet over the last 14 days. The lake is up 16.17 feet over the last 30 days. Over the last 6 months, the lake is up 44.61 feet. And over the last year, the lake is down 1.36 feet. Inflows are currently 16,161, and your outflows are currently 14,809. 3-year bar graphs next. As we roll out to your 3-year bar graph, you can see 1,067 is full. In 2023, we're looking at 1,030.12 feet. In 2024, we were looking at a level of 1,046.45 feet, and today we are looking at a level of 1,045.09 feet. Dead pool there at Lake Shasta is 737.75, so you can see the difference between the current water levels in the full pool and the dead pool. Let's roll out to percentage of capacity next. As we roll out to percentage of capacity, we are currently 86.30%. Pretty good. Have to monitor the weather. We'll see if they start releasing. Once you start seeing a bunch of outflows coming out of this lake, or Lake Oroville for that matter, you will see these water numbers drop dramatically because they'll be worried. So let's roll over to Lake Oroville for our final stop today, and we go there now. Lake Oroville here, and you can see it's kind of doing what it did last year. They're pretty well keeping it. It started to rise a little bit, but then they slowed it down. Now it's bringing back closer to where we were last year. The current water level is 868.74 feet, and that was on Saturday, March 22nd, 2025 at 7 a.m. The level is 31.26 feet below full pool of 900. Changes since yesterday. The lake is down 0.01 feet over the last 24 hours. Over the last 7 days, the lake is up 4.02 feet. Over the last 14 days, the lake is up 6.07 feet. Over the last 30 days, the lake is up 6.30 feet. Over the last 6 months, the lake is up 76.01 feet. And over the last year, we're up 2.70 feet, slightly above where we were last year at this time. Definitely be monitoring it. Let's see what your inflows are. Your inflows are 9,886. Your outflows are currently 13,509. Definitely releasing more than that's why we're losing water. 3-year bar graph is next. As we roll out to Lake Oroville's water level, full pool level there is 900. In 2023, we were looking at 856.10 feet. Last year, we were looking at a level of 866.04 feet. Today, we're looking at 868.74 feet, and dead pool, of course, is 640. Percentage of capacity for our final stop today. As we roll out to Oroville, you can see that 86.53%. Definitely something to be watching. 19 inches of rain is a lot of precipitation. Let's hope that it's only the 2 or 3 that the other is calling for. Thank you guys for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you on the next one. God bless.